The New York Giants escape with the W, man. They win by a score of 14-7 against the Washington Commanders. And the world is not right if the Giants lose to the Commanders. Now, we know how bad we are. We know we could be the worst team in the league. But if we're playing the Commanders, we're definitely getting that W. I made a post early in the day, and it ended up happening, man. Before we dive into that, man, subscribe down below. Road to 10K, still active, man. Like the video. Comment down below your thoughts, man. And let's talk about it, right? The Giants were on a losing streak. 4 games in a row, straight L's. Coming against Washington. Washington's been up and down. You know, they had good performances against teams like the Eagles. They beat the Broncos. And then you see them look like that they look like today. Like, they just didn't look like a good team. And when you look at their quarterback, Sam Howell, you see a lot of similarities to what Daniel Jones is dealing with right now. His offensive line is not the greatest, but then his play is not helping that at all. If, in my opinion, he was holding on to the ball for too long, and that led to sacks being taken. But I'll take it how it is. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm here to talk about the Giants. The defense looked phenomenal. Phenomenal all game. And now we know last week against the Bills, they did a really good effort against the Bills, and the offense is what really lost us the game. This game, the defense shut them down all game. I know they gave up a touchdown, but that touchdown actually happened after Sterling Shepard muffed a punt, and they had a short field and scored a touchdown. So I don't blame the defense at all. They played their hearts out. They played a great game altogether. Came down to the last drive, and they were able to get that stop. Now the offense. We got to talk about the offense. And we'll talk more about the defense in a little bit, but let's talk about, the main storylines heading into the game. Tyrod Taylor, is he better than Daniel Jones? After watching this game, no. That's my opinion. No. But me being a Giants fan, I'm cool with whoever is at quarterback getting us this win. I'm a Daniel Jones fan. Of course, I'm a fan of Daniel Jones, but I'm not necessarily saying that whoever's at quarterback, if it's not Daniel Jones, I'm not watching the team. No, I want this team to win. So if Tyrod Taylor looks good, I'm going to say he looks good. And he did look good for the first half. But that second half was the normal Giants offense that we've seen all the way up until this point. I'll give him credit where credit is due. The best thing that I see out of Tyrod Taylor that Daniel Jones is not doing, Daniel Jones is not taking advantage of, is Tyrod Taylor is throwing the ball deep and seeing if his players can make a play. That's what I felt like Daniel Jones did last season here and there, and he was going to do more of it this season, and you just haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's the offensive line. I don't know if it's the rushers in his face, but he just doesn't seem comfortable to throw the ball down the field. Tyrod Taylor gave Jalen Hyatt a couple opportunities to make a catch, and Jalen Hyatt came down with 2 of them. And that's big drive starters for this team. If you're able to make big plays like that, create big plays, that makes the offense just be even more efficient than it already is. Now, we know the offensive line is still not a great scenario, right? Justin Pugh starting at left tackle. For people who thought he looked great last week, he did not look good today. Chase Young was out here giving him the work. And once again, man, it's only 2 sacks that Chase Young got, but you're not supposed to allow any. And I don't blame Justin Pugh for doing that left tackle. Hopefully next week we get Andrew Thomas back, and that could be a big boost for this offensive line overall, putting Justin Pugh back at left guard. But overall, I can't complain with how the offense stood up in general, because putting up 14 points in the first half is phenomenal. Like, this is something that we haven't seen all year. This is normal for other teams, but for us, we're not used to this. We're not used to scoring 1 offensive touchdown, let alone 2. Darren Waller getting his first touchdown catch as a New York Giant. I didn't see it happening, taking this long to happen, but I'll take it. At any time it comes in, I'll take it, man. Shout out to Darren Waller. He also played a really good game. One thing that we've been talking about with Darren Waller is that we don't see the explosiveness and the speed, but I think today you saw it. You saw him running crossers, separating from guys a little bit, and making it an easy option for Tyrod Taylor. And that's what it should be when Daniel Jones comes back, because once again, if Daniel Jones is healthy, he's going to be quarterback, guys. That's just my opinion on that. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about that. Saquonbarkley, he did look good. He banged up his shoulder in the first quarter. I'm interested to see what happens with that, because you could tell it looked like a shoulder, then it looked like his arm, because then he had an arm wrap. He ended up fumbling. And there's a lot of miscues as his offense still makes and this team makes altogether. Definitely not a clean game overall, because if Saquon does a fumble, we probably get a field goal. And who knows, that last situation where the Commanders could have went and tied it and possibly even went for 2 and win the game, that shouldn't have happened. If Saquon doesn't fumble, we kick a field goal, we're up by 2 possessions. So I'm not going to kill him for it. This is only his 5th fumble in his whole career, and that just shows how reliable he is. But it showed with that injured arm, clearly he just wasn't able to cover up completely, or who knows what. Go to the special teams, right? Oh, before I go into special teams, Jalen Hyatt, shout out to you, my boy. Keep throwing the ball to Jalen Hyatt. Good things will happen. Keep throwing the ball to Jalen Hyatt. Wan'Dale Robinson looking good as well. And other than that, man, once again, the offense was shut out in the second half. It's probably going to need a whole separate video talking about that offense in the second half. But all I know is it looked like the same offense, than prior. So, special teams. Why are we like the only team? I feel like we're the only team that does not have a punt returner. Like, why do we not have a solid one that we can key in on when it comes to fair catches, when it comes to returning a punt? Like, special teams has been an issue for us all around, but especially when we're beating the Commanders the fashion that we were. Because once again, the defense was just owning them. The defense had 5 sacks heading into the game, and they ended up having 5 sacks in the game, like overall. So shout out to the defense, and once again, they had them on the ropes all game. But then when Sterling Shepard muffs that punt, after Eric Gray already muffed the punt earlier in the game, and they actually lost it this time, it's inexcusable, man. It's stuff that you can't make if you want to be a winning team. You can't make mistakes like that, especially against good teams. Luckily, it's the Commanders. Once again, if the Giants lose to the Commanders, then something is going wrong in life. But all is well, all is good. The Giants get the W once again, but special teams remains to be a problem. Now this defense, once again, 5 sacks. They might have got another one, but I read at one point it was 5 sacks. I was able to watch the majority of this game. They look good. And I made this post, once again, I'll put it back up. I made this post earlier in the day. I said, the Giants have a bad offensive line, and people kill us for it. Let's be the ones to do that against Washington. Washington surrendered more sacks than the Giants have, surprisingly, because it seems like we have the worst in the league. But surprisingly, more sacks. They surrendered more sacks, and yet here we are. Normally, we're not able to take advantage like Seattle. We didn't take advantage. But this game, you felt it. This game, you saw it. Wink Martindale, shout out to you. He cooked up good blitzes at certain times. Washington didn't want to run no screenplay, which you've seen the Giants get killed by screenplays every time we blitz. So I'm surprised when it came to that. But overall, Deonte Banks got his first career NFL interception. Shout out to my guy Banks. He played well. I'm not going to hold you. McLaurin ended up having 90 yards, but it's not like Banks was following him. He wasn't traveling with him. On the last drive, you saw a couple of catches. But overall, Deonte Banks looks really good. And he's going to get his own video this week, y'all, because I think he's one of the most promising rookies so far in this year. And nobody's really talking about him, but that's cool. Got his first interception, shout out to him. Trey Hawkins didn't look terrible. There was some moments that, you're kind of just like, what's going on? Especially in the second half once again, because we shut them down in the first half. We surrendered less than, I think, 70 yards of offense in the first half, which that's only like Giants offensive numbers, to be honest. But shout out to Trey Hawkins stepping up in Adoree Jackson's absence. Hopefully Adoree's back next week, because seeing Adoree and Banks on the other side, that's definitely the best recipe for this defense to play well. Kayvon Thibodeau, he had I saw him get a couple half sacks. Started seeing a little pressure generated, but overall nothing too crazy for him. Linebackers look solid so far. Michael McFadden and Bobby Okereke coming off of the highlight of a game they had on national television last week. They definitely didn't play bad. They didn't play terrible. Once again, the defense altogether played well. Now, I know Xavier McKinney had that roughing the defenseless receiver. Stuff like that is just what you hate to see. I didn't get to see the play, so I still have to see it. But stuff like that is inexcusable in terms of wanting this team to overcome their own mistakes. Like, you can't have that happen. But luckily, on that drive, Leonard Williams blocks a field goal. And we hold it down, man. I just gave a little overview of the whole game. But once again, I'm happy with this defense. They're performing. I'm happy with the W. Like, I know other people, hey, we want the Giants to lose because these are meaningless games. We should have won prior games, and now we should be tanking for Caleb. I'm not on that bandwagon at all. I'm not. I can crack jokes here and there about getting Drake May or Caleb Williams, but nothing serious when it comes to that, because I just want this team to win. At the end of the day, I want this team to win. I think we all spoke on this. If you join my live streams, man, or if you haven't, please join in, man. We talk about what the Giants mean to us all together, and when they lose, my whole week is just terrible. Like, it just sets the week off wrong. So I always want my team to win. Once again, no matter who's at quarterback, that's who I'm rooting for. And with my eyes, I can say that Daniel Jones should be starting. Daniel Jones will start if he's healthy. And I definitely think, hopefully, these couple weeks off, maybe looking at Tyrod Taylor, the way he played, he needs to perform just like Tyrod did. Tyrod didn't blow the top off the team. I'm going to be real. He didn't throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he did what needed to be done. Tyrod Taylor is a great backup quarterback, but he's not a starting quarterback. And people want to kill Daniel Jones with certain throws. Y'all can think back in the third quarter, Wan'Dale Robinson's open, wide open, and Tyrod Taylor sails the ball on him. Now, I'm not making it a topic, But when it's Daniel Jones, this is the quarterback who he is. We can't make throws. Every quarterback misses throws here and there, man. But that's another debate for another day, man. Subscribe down below. Road to 10K still active, man. Like the video. Comment down below your thoughts. Do you think the Giants can turn around the season now? We'll be talking about it, man. I'll catch you on the next one. Let's go, Big Blue. Peace.